In this video, we want to look at the sum of the angles on a straight line. So assuming we are given a question like this, and then we have a straight line, and then we have various angles on this straight line. So let's say this angle over here is 40 degrees, and then I have another angle at the top over here, say x, which is unknown, and then I have another angle over here, say this is 60 degrees. Okay, and the question demands that I find the value of my unknown angle x over here. How will I find that angle? So that is what we want to learn. Now for angles that are on a straight line, so this, let me say this is line AB. Okay, so for angles that are on a straight line, they are add up to 180, or the sum of the angles on a straight line is add up to 180. So let me write that. Angles on a straight line, add up to 180 degrees. What it means is that for this particular example, if I add the angle 40x and 60, it should be equal to 180. So I will have 40 degrees plus s degree plus 60 degrees is equal to 180 degrees, right? You can let go of the degrees and solve your work. So I have here 40 plus x plus 60. So let me rearrange and bring the x first, okay? Then plus 40 plus 60 will give me 100, and this is equal to 180 degrees. So from here, I send the positive 100 to the other side of the equal to sign, it becomes negative. So I have my x is equal to 180 minus 100. So therefore, my value of x over here will be 180 minus 100, which is 80 degrees. So the value of the angle at the top over here is 80 degrees. Okay, so this is how we find the sum of the angles on a straight line. Okay, now there are so many ways that this question can come in. For instance, we can have another question that looks like this, and then you have something like this, and something that looks like this, right? So here can be, let me say 20 degrees, and then here can be, let's say m. Okay, and then you are asked to find the question demands that you find the angle m, okay? So for this particular question, how do we answer that? Now you can see that this is a straight line, but it's not a horizontal. It is a little bit slanted, but it's still a straight line no matter how you look at it. From, let's say here, okay, let me use another color. So from here to here, okay, it's a straight line. So all the angles that fall on this all the angles that fall on this straight line, it will add up to 180. Now if you look at this question really well, you realize that we have something over here like this. Okay, now this is the symbol that we use to represent 90 degrees. Okay, so in a question where you have this, okay, so you have, let me say you have a straight line, then you have a perpendicular line to it, and then you have this means it is 90 degrees. Okay, so it means the angle over here is 90 degrees. So in this case, it means here is 90. The question will not give it to you, but you have to know it is 90 degrees. So in this case, to find m, we will add 90 plus 20 plus the m, and we will equate it to what? 180. So that will give me m plus 20 plus 90 is equal to 180 degrees. From here, I have my m plus 20 plus 90 will give me 110 is equal to 180. So my m will be equal to 180 minus 110 over here, 110. So therefore, the value of m will be equal to 70 degrees as my answer for m over here. And if you look at it, it makes sense. If this, we are saying this is a straight line and all the angles on it add up to 180. If one side is already 90, then the remaining side should also be 90. So 70 plus the 20 here will give me 90. Now, just before we end this tutorial, I want to show some ways that teachers or examiners try to confuse students in some cases. Okay, so let me quickly show an illustration for us to understand. Okay, so assuming I have let me say I have a pentagon. Okay, and then this side of the pentagon has been extended, right? And so here, let's say this side is 20, this side is let me say 40, 40, this side is, let me say 70, this side is, let me say 60, right? And then let me say this side is A, and then this side is let me say B. And the question is saying find the angle B. Okay, find B. Now, how will you find this B? Know that for you to find B, you first of all need to find A before you find B, right? So for us to find this, we need to find the value of A first. Now, if you watch the previous video I made on angles in a regular polygon, you realize that to find the A, we need to know the sum of the interior angles of a regular polygon, which is pentagon in this case. This, if you look at this shape, it has 5 sides. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vertices. So the formula we use to find the sum of the interior angles of a regular polygon is n minus 2 multiplied by 180. In this case, the n is the number of vertices that I have, which in this case is 5. So I have 5 minus 2 multiplied by 180, and then this will give me 3 multiplied by 180, and then 3 multiplied by 180 will give me 540 degrees as my answer. So what it means is that if I add all the angles over here plus A, it should be equal to 540. That is what this is saying. So it means that my 20, this angle over here, plus 40, the angle over here, plus 60, the one over here, plus the 70, the one at the top here, plus A, this one that we are finding, is equal to 540. Okay, that is what the formula is saying. So if I go ahead and add 20 plus 40, that will give me 60. 20 plus 40 will give me 60. Plus another 60 will give me 120, plus 70 will give me 190. So this is 190 plus A is equal to 540. So my A is equal to 540 minus 190. And then that will give me the value of 540 minus 190 will give me 350 degrees as my answer. Okay, so in this case, my answer over here is 350. Now, this doesn't really make sense because I just made the question impromptu. So I'm going to add 1 over here. Just a quick correction. So I'm going to make the angles differ a little bit. So I'm going to make this 160, this will be 140, this will be 120, right? So this will be 120, 140, and this will be 160. Okay, so let's redo all the calculations. So 120 plus 140, that will give me 260, plus 160, that will give me 420, plus 70, that will give me 490, Okay, so that will be this will be 490. Okay, so this will also be 540 minus 490. So if I do that, 540 minus 490, okay, this will give me just 50 degrees. So my A will be just 50 degrees. Okay, like I said, I just made a question on the spot. That is how come it was like that. But ideally, it should give you something less than 100 or 180, right? Now that is that. So we've now found the value of A over here to be 50. Now the question is saying we should find B. Okay, now if you look at it, forget the fact that you have this polygon over here. This line, let me use green for that. Just this side alone, from here, somewhere here, all the way to the top over here, is a straight line, just a straight line. Okay, where I am drawing the green is just a straight line, and then there is a line almost perpendicular to it like this, and then there is one angle over here which we are saying is 50, and then another angle which we don't know, and that is what we are supposed to find. So this is a straight line, and so therefore angles on a straight line are add up to what? 180. So the A over here, that A plus the B over here should be equal to 180. Okay, so that is the reason why when this was more than 180, I had to change the values over here. So the A over here is 50 plus the B is equal to 180. So my B will be equal to 180 minus 50, and then my B will be equal to 130. Okay, so it means the answer of the B over here is 130 degrees as my answer. So this is one way that they can also ask you, and then you have to apply the sum of the angles on a straight line. This is another way of doing that. So you'll be seeing a lot of questions where you might see shapes, let's see something like this, and then this part can be extended, this part can be extended, this part can be extended. Then you'll be giving some values and then other things, and then you have to use angles on a straight line to find the ones that are outside with the extension over here, something like this. You have to use angles on a straight line. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye bye.